Comrade Lante Oriaki. This is the Comrade Show.
Yes, top of the moment to you, Nigerians across the world. Very good day, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are joining us from. This is the Comrade Show, and my name is Comrade Lamte Ikmamusa Oriahi. Today is the 5th of April, and I'm making this broadcast from the UK. Um, I look at my time right now, it's sometime around past 11 in the night. I am inclined to making this broadcast because of a lot of developments here and there. And the good thing about this whole thing right now is that the pain, that Nigerians are feeling, the ruling class, are equally feeling it, and many of them are already, making confessions to that. And um, the person that we are going to heap almost all of the blames on is the president of Nigeria. Many of us have been talking for a very long time, and it's those who know, who are really inside the game, they know exactly what is happening. They've been very quiet, and I'm going to make this break and draw a lot of lines. So please, if you are joining me, please help share this broadcast. Let's get some numbers together because this is important. Because right now, Governor Rufai has just come out recently in an exclusive interview with AIT to indict the president of Nigeria as being responsible for terrorist activities as far as Nigeria is concerned. And while he was going the interview and saying all sort of things and all of that, I could feel his pain. I could see a man who knows very clearly that the federal government of Nigeria is failing, and the leader of that federal government of Nigeria is the president of Nigeria and all of that. And it is good we highlight some of these things because it's part of what we've been talking about, for a very long time coming. I'm not just going to be, talking. I will be analyzing some video footages here and there, as regards this matter. And many Nigerians already are speaking out, and it's the conclusion of all of this is going to draw us to a point where Nigerians must resolve that this thing must stop because the people that we have placed responsibilities in their hands to protect lives and property in Nigeria, they have failed woefully. The news of kidnappings, the news of beheadings, the news of serious level of insecurity. Okay, we no longer get them as such because it is almost like business as usual. It happens like people just gloss over it like it's normal. There is no way insecurity can be normal. This is one thing we must recognize. There is no way incessant killings of Nigerians, cutting the destinies and lives of people short can be normal. And the highest responsibility why this sort of thing these things are happening the way they're happening is 100% due to the failure of those who give responsibility to protect us, particularly at the federal level. And we are talking about that federal level, we are talking about the president of Nigeria, a man who actually was elected majorly to come and help curb insecurity. Majorly. As a matter of fact, across board, a lot of people that are elected and that came to support the Buhari first term, people came to support him because they thought that being a war general, he would be able to, deal with insecurity. And of course, he did promise he was going to do that. But what we are seeing right now, never before have, as a nation, have we, been to this level that we are in right now. And so we can't stop talking about it. And while we are talking about it, we are looking at our exit strategies. We are looking at, a lot of people, myself, inclusive, many of us are now waiting for 2022 to quickly, run down so that we can begin 2023 with the hope of electing a new president, probably with the hope of electing a better president that would, ensure that Nigeria attains some level of peace, you know. But the problem is that 2022, appears the way it is looking to be a lifetime. But let me not talk too much. Let us take a listen, listen to, what's his name, Rufai, a special interview granted, to AI. I think this was, yes, AIT. Credit to AIT for this particular interview. Then we start the analysis from there. I titled this Rufai accuses Buhari of security failures as Nigerians die in droves. Let's take a listen.
Actually, the situation.
Look, the problem is twofold. But I want to tell you what the problem is not. The problem is not lack of intelligence. We have enough intelligence about these terrorists to take action. The problem is not surveillance. We have enough surveillance equipment. The Air Force undertakes enough ISR. The SSS has informants all over.
I like us to take note of what he's saying. I said the problem is not lack of intelligence, it's not lack of equipment, it's not lack of this and not lack of that. What has been the problem that for the last 7 years under this administration, what has been the problem? That we have a man called Sheikh Gumi, an Islamic cleric, a man that is believed by many Nigerians today, probably to be working for this Buhari administration, unofficially and all of that. Go into the forest, negotiate with these killers, come back and tell Nigerians to pay ransom and warn Nigerians against addressing these people as terrorists. And yet, all these elected officials of the Nigerian state, they have intelligence. They know exactly where these people are. They know everything. And yet, they are not doing what they need to do. Let's take a listen.
We know and we have technology to listen to their conversations. We know what they are planning.
Can you hear that? They know what they are planning. They have technology to listen to their conversations. They probably even have informants amongst them. Let us take very carefully listen to Rufai speaking.
And we get the reports. The problem is for the action agencies to take action, for the army on the ground to go after these bandits, not wait until they attack and then you respond. To go after them, go to their enclaves and wipe them out, for the Air Force to bomb them from the air. Initially, and I've been saying this for the past 2 years, initially the problem was these guys are not terrorists, so if you bomb them, you are killing civilians and you'll have problems with international human rights organizations and international criminal court and so on.
Now, this is a blatant lie. The government refused to address people as terrorists. At the time, we thought that the government, I personally thought that the government was not involved, Sheikh Gumi was the person who came out first to say we cannot address them as terrorists, that they are Nigerians, they are civilians like every other person, they are aggrieved Nigerians. Now it is from the confession or from the statement of Rufai right now, we are now getting to understand that what Sheikh Gumi was saying at the time, asking Nigerians not to call them as not to address them as terrorists, is actually a government policy at the time not to address them as terrorists. Now, for him to add that if they did address them as terrorists at the time, the international community, may be offended as they are killing, innocent civilians and blah 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 blah. The same international community already addressed the world to say the most ruthless terrorist organization we have in the world today is Boko Haram. And Boko Haram is resident in Nigeria. The same international community already addressed them as terrorists. But Nigeria, as a nation, refused refused to address them as terrorists. And so, because they were not addressed as terrorists, okay, they appear to put limitations on how far Nigeria can go chasing them down and killing them. These are people who come out every now and again in the entire northwest of Nigeria. In fact, the entire northern part of Nigeria right now is in shambles because of this this these hoodlums, these terrorists, that are terrorizing everybody, and they are extending to all parts of Nigeria. The level of insecurity is too much. But let us take a listen. I just want to break in and, of course, set some record straight here. Let's take a listen.
But now that they have been declared terrorists by the Federal High Court, they are they are legally liable to be killed without.
Now, what he's saying now is that it is the federal high courts that now declare them terrorists based on litigations and all of that, because the president and his cabinet for a long time refused to address people as terrorists. They have never been treated as terrorists. As a matter of fact, I have reported here again and again that this administration has granted amnesty to even some of the ones that have been caught by the Nigerian, what's it called, military personnel. Amnesty, amnesty. Some of them right now even under the payroll of Nigerian state. So I don't know. I know we will soon find out if the Nigeria today is a banana republic. We will soon find out. But let's take a listen.
Any consequence in international human rights law. So this is what we're asking for. The army, the air force, the police on the ground should just go after these people. We know where their camps are, we know where they are, we have their phone numbers. The SSS listens to the conversation there and they give me the reports.
Let's take a listen. Oh, this is very, very important. And Nigerians should understand that the Nigerians that are dying in the hands of terrorism, okay, they are dying, okay, their death is not just blamed alone on the terrorists. It is blamed majorly on these politicians. They know where they are. They listen to their conversations. Sometimes they know when they are planning what they are planning, and yet that plan will still happen. People will be killed. People will be kidnapped. Parents, families will be running a scatter to raise multi-million naira to pay ransom to release their loved ones. And yet, these governments, they know everything that is happening. Anyway, let's take a listen. I'll just roll that back a bit and we'll hear it again.
Any consequence in international human rights law. So this is what we're asking for. The army, the air force, the police on the ground should just go after these people. We know where their camps are, we know where they are, we have their phone numbers. The SSS listens to the conversation there and they give me the reports. I get reports regularly that say that this is about to happen. This is being planned. We know where these people are. Why are we waiting for them to attack and then we respond? Why can't we go after them? We are in a state of war. These areas should be declared war zones, and the army, the air force, the navy, everyone should go in there and kill these people. Will there be collateral damage? Will innocent people be killed? Yes. In every war, some innocent people.
I like us to take note of. There's a problem. I really want this stress, because prior to this time, this interview, we thought that the government, they were just in the shadows, not really knowing where they are and all of that. Sometimes they just do some cosmetic, combing here and there and all of that, and yet the problem, had been the way it is and all of that. And listen to what Rufai says. They know. He gets a report. Sometimes before they strike, they get to know that they are about to strike, and yet people will still strike, kill a whole village, ransack and kill people finish a whole village, killing everybody. As a matter of fact, there's one I regularly make reference to. More than 40 farmers were killed in their own farmlands, and one Gabashew under President Muhammadu Buhari came out to say that the farmers did not take permission before they went to their farms. Somehow we are just looking at if there is some conspiracy between some of these government officials and these terrorists. Because increasingly, coming from what is coming from the mouth of Rufai right now, we can deduce, we can assume that there is conspiracy somewhere, and this is important. Okay, let's take a listen, and I'll tell you why. I caption this a direct indictment on the president of Nigeria. Let's take a listen. I'll roll back a bit.
War zones, and the army, the air force, the navy, everyone should go in there and kill these people. Will there be collateral damage? Will innocent people be killed? Yes. In every war, some innocent people get killed. But it is better to prosecute this war, kill all these bandits, kill these terrorists once and for all, and then let's have some peace in this country.
Okay,
It is not, I repeat, lack of intelligence. It is not lack of surveillance equipment. It is lack of response by the action agencies. And we had written to the Nigerian Railways Corporation twice to say stop the evening service. The last train from Abuja to Kaduna and the last train from Kaduna to Abuja should leave by 4 o'clock so that it gets to its destination in daylight. That way, if anything is to happen, the response of the security agencies is not, I repeat, lack of intelligence. All these
Let's take a listen.
Kill these terrorists once and for all, and then let's have some peace in this country.
Okay,
It is not, I repeat, lack of intelligence. It is not lack of surveillance equipment. It is lack of response by the action agencies. And we had written to the Nigerian Railways Corporation twice to say.
Okay, Nigerians, I'm going to try to explain why in this video that we just watched, why I consider that the president of Nigeria has been indicted and accused directly. First and foremost, Rufai is not in a position to give directives to the security agencies, military, police, and otherwise. These people, they fall exclusively under the exclusive legislative list. And as a matter of fact, President Muhammadu Buhari is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. It is his duty to give the order to say, get them down. Now, if the security apparatus, they have failed or they are failing in this duty, it is not the security apparatus that is failing, it is the president of Nigeria that is failing in his duty. Because these people take orders. It's not a matter of, you cannot just go to the, as a soldier, you cannot just go to the forest and start do whatever. They work by instructions. The instructions come directly from the president to the army generals in charge. From there it trickles down to the combatant soldiers that eventually go and carry out the raid and all of that. Now, if that is not happening, it is because Mr. President of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, is failing to do that. And why is he failing to do that? It's just that because of their political whatever, and this mass loyalty to Mr. President, he will not just call out the president and say the president is failing his duties. And he's able to say it is the security agencies that are failing in their duties. Now, when you say that the security agencies under the leadership of a president is failing, it therefore means that directly the president of the Nigerian state has failed in his duty. Now, it is so bad that even people who are bold enough to criticize this government, okay, the government in fact they come at them, with fury. Let us take a listen to one of the Islamic clerics who was bold in recent times to criticize the president of Nigeria, to say, Medima, you are not doing your job, Mr. President. He blamed on the president for all of these things that are happening. Let's take a listen to this Islamic cleric.
Is there nobody to take responsibility? I want to believe that we have all failed. I mean, I failed as an imam to teach you that life is sacred. You all failed as parents to teach your children that killing is bad. Our community leaders failed. Our politicians failed. Governors failed. Especially His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You have failed us. We have your video telling Nigerians that the military is capable. Our military is capable. It has all the requirements to tackle this insurgency. And if you are voted into power, you are going to make sure that happens in a short time. You have given 4 years an addition. Yet, people are dying like fowls. Killing is becoming norm in Nigeria under your watch, Mr. President. If there is no Nigerian to tell you, I will take the responsibility of telling you. And I will take the responsibility of the consequences. Because the life and properties of Nigerians is above all. Let me tell you, Mr. President, under your watch, bandits are taxing Nigerians. Is that the provision of the Constitution of Nigeria? Under the provision of Constitution of Nigeria, no one has the right to tax any Nigerian, except being authorized by the federal government.
Now, what you may want to know is that this Islamic cleric is the chief. I don't know how they zone their position. Is the chief imam or so of the Abuja Islamic, whatever organization. After this particular, message, after this particular sermon that he delivered, he was removed by the Council of Islamic Mosque. I don't know how they describe them, but he was removed. And of course, he did say that he will take responsibility, and face whatever consequences is going to come out of, of this message and all of that. But it did come, and Nigerians have seen this as a deliberate attempt to silence those who are bold enough to speak out. Unfortunately, we have very few persons who are speaking out, including this man, we just watched just now, indicting the president. And the issue is, the other day, the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, issued a directive to the Nigerian Broadcasting, Corporation, that anybody, caught, what's it called, using inciting statements and stuff like that in public and all of that any station should be sanctioned, probably, closed down and all of that. Again, a deliberate attempt by a failed government to silence the voices of the people from speaking out. Whether we like it or not, the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari has failed. Has failed. I mean, we cannot. If we have 100 marks all over our body, we will express this. This government has failed. Life is not sacrosanct in Nigeria anymore. We are just still relieved from the train bombing that took place the other day. People were kidnapped on that train, and yet, till today, some of the family members are running helter-skelter right now, trying to find ways to raise money to release their loved ones. People were killed. And Rufai just came out to tell us that they know them, they know where they are, they have all the information, and try to put the blame on the security of operatives. These are people who are paid to do this job to protect Nigerians. They are under the directive of the people who give them orders. And the leader of this team of the military apparatus is the president, and that is why it's called the president and the commander in chief of the armed forces. So if they are not doing their job, it is the failure of Mr. President, and that's exactly what Rufai came out to tell us, that the president we have today has failed. Now, looking at what is happening right now in Nigeria all across, 2022 has become a lifetime for those who are waiting for 2023. Who knows whether 2023 is going to come based on what is happening? Because every day things are getting worse and worse and worse. Every day. To the extent that these guys, we hold a whole airport hostage for the Islamic cleric that was deposed, removed from office because of this message. Let us listen to another interview where he's responding to questions based on his removal.
I said it was unfortunate that Mr. President visited Kaduna several times.
Let me quickly say, credit to AIT for some of these videos that we are watching.
In the bid of his campaign for presidency. But why didn't he remember that and went to condole with the people of Kaduna and indeed Nigerians? And I sum my sermon with saying that if they don't understand any language, I mean the politicians, if they don't understand any language other than voting, then we are going to speak that language. Secure Nigeria, we come out for vote. No security in Nigeria, no voting. And that was what instigated them to take this action. That this is an inciting statement. Who was I inciting? Against who? I was talking about the security of the land.
So is it a violation of Islamic tenets? I want to be educated, and I think other people listening to me will also be educated. Is it a violation of Islamic tenets to speak against the wrong in the society, or what you perceive to be wrong?
If anybody thinks that is against Islamic tenets, that means that he is telling us that Boko Haram is Islamic. He is telling us that killing people is Islamic. He is telling us that the silence of hypocrisy of silence is correct, it is Islamic. None of this is Islamic. What I did is the teachings of Islam, to say no against any evil. That was what I did.
But there was a claim that by the chairman of the church, of the mosque committee, that you have been warned more than 7 times to stop criticizing government. Is it true?
And he was asked to produce an example of 1 out of 7, which he didn't. I had the interview of the BBC with him.
So there was never a time you are cautioned or warned not to criticize government?
How can you say that somebody can caution me not to criticize government? Are we in a military era, or are we in a...
Simply put, we are in a banana republic. Simply. A nation that tried to, what's it called, silence the people's voice, or the voice of the people. It's a banana republic. It doesn't happen anywhere else in this world, apart from Nigeria. Where people come out to say, to talk about the wrongs in society, instead of government to, take action, look at the criticisms that are coming, and of course try to improve governance. They go after people criticizing them. That's pure banana republic. Yesterday, no, earlier today, I was watching Fox News and all of that, and I saw on Fox and Friends, they were taking the president of America to the cleaners on different policies, immigration, on different other things, and all of that. And as I was watching, at some point I got lost in thought. I was no longer following the news. I was just thinking of Nigeria. You understand? Is this not a nation? Okay, these are broadcasters sitting to criticize the policies of the American president on immigration and all of that. They were analyzing how this recent policy of Joe Biden was going to open the floodgate for immigrants to pack into the United States of America. They will see all sort of things about the American president. I am sure nobody's going to be arresting anybody tomorrow for that. On every policy, they criticize it. They are those for and those against. Why can't we have the same thing in Nigeria? Now the Minister of Information will come out, to say anybody saying inciting statements, they should go after such a person, or any broadcasting outfit, issuing saying inciting statements. And to make it bad, they are the ones who can determine what is inciting and what is not inciting. This man has said, provide security. Because when you were coming, you said, well, you would provide security. We voted. Provide security. Then we vote in 2023. You don't provide security and provide some basic things you need to provide as a government, they're not voting. That was why he was removed as the chief imam of Abuja. Talking of this Islamic cleric. Now, I'll go back to Rufai, who said that they have intelligence. I did come across a footage, a video, that tend to support the claim that these our leaders actually probably do have some of this intelligence. Now, I don't know, I can't independently verify this, but I received this and I was told that it was a drone, a Nigerian drone, capturing the positions and where Boko Haram members were in the forest. Now, I don't know how true this may be, but my people do say that when lie resembles truth, you are likely to believe. But I just want to play a set of this particular video of a Nigerian drone, watching and looking at the activities of Boko Haram members in their forest, or terrorists in their forest in Nigeria. And I will speak to this as soon as we get through with this. You can see these ones are the instruction on the video when I received it claimed that this is a footage capturing terrorists in their hideout in the forest, and they were just watching this. I'm playing this because Governor Rufai did say that they have intelligence and they have all the intelligence gathering equipment and all of that. So if this is one of such intelligence, I don't know. But if the governor makes such a claim, and we are not seeing this, we are likely to believe that they actually really truly have that intelligence, and all of that. In the United States, we do see things like this occasionally. When the United States are able to confirm that you can see what this human being shooting at the drone. You understand what I'm saying? Look at that's an alleged terrorist by this footage shooting at the drone. And what I see with the Americans or the developed world, what they do normally is that when they see things like this and they can confirm that these are terrorists, the next thing you equally see, they will drop a missile there, they will drop a bomb there to ensure that they remove and exterminate all of these people. These people will come out tomorrow and ransack villages and kill human beings and destroy the Nigerian state. And yet, our drones went to the forest, and we are not seeing anything opening fire on these people to exterminate them, to tolerate them, and to ensure that there's a proper cleanup that will make Nigeria a safe country. That will only happen in a country where a president is in charge. In other developed world, what we constantly hear is that they are in a war room, or they are in what's it called, situation room. I don't know how they describe it and all of that, where they monitor some of these things. A president would lead from the front. We don't have a president. This is the truth of the matter, and that is why all of this nonsense, that they're just, look at the vast, land that these people are occupying. This land is in Nigeria. We have the military mind. Rufai just claimed that we have the equipment, we have the intelligence, we have the everything. He gets the intelligence himself. Sometimes they will know that some things are about to happen, and they will eventually happen. Instead of us being proactive, we become reactive. And even in our reaction, we can spot holes. So at the end of the day, listen to Rufai. You understand what I'm saying? Talking about the security apparatus have failed us. No, it is not security apparatus. If you are able to come out, Governor Rufai, to accuse the security apparatus, as a matter of fact, the accusation, the act, institution to be accused is the presidency. And the person that should take responsibility is Mr. President, the president of Nigeria. So what we are seeing that we have the security failures in Nigeria is purely under the stable of the president of Nigeria. We cannot bend it. It is not the people in the 52 Div or the 4th Mechanized Brigade or the the different military fronts we have that are failing. It is the president of Nigeria, because the president is the president who's supposed to say, why are you people not doing this? Look at the service chiefs. What are they doing? Are they not taking strength from the president? What are they giving back to Nigerians? And yet they are still there. When we see in the Americas, in the other places, when they perceive that a service chief is not doing his job, immediately they put somebody who's going to do the job better. Only recently, somebody reminded us, and which is very true. The president of Ukraine is a comedian. He's a man of stage. He's been an actor for a long time before he became a president. The president of Ukraine, an actor turned president, today is prosecuting the war, with Russia like he has been a general all his life. Meanwhile, we have a general as president in our own country. And the general in our country is leading the country and prosecuting the war on terrorism like he's been a comedian all his life. You see the sharp contrast, the paradox. A general who is now president of a nation is prosecuting a war like he's been a comedian all his life. Meanwhile, a comedian turned president is prosecuting a war like he's been a general all his life. So, Nigerian people, what I come out to say here is to say that Rufai did not indict the security agencies, but rather he indicted the president of Nigeria, and we must point that out. It's very important. Meanwhile, let us take a listen to what a general, or rather an ex-military personnel, had to say on this particular issue of insecurity in Nigeria. And credit goes to Arise Television on this interview. Yes, let's take a listen to the vehemence of a military personnel, an ex-military personnel.
We cannot, and I repeat, we cannot negotiate with these guys. We've got what it takes to crush them off. You only begin to negotiate when you've not done your homework, when you've not put in all what you should put in place. So when they have taken over your kids or your citizens and hold them ransom, there is nothing you can do. Any attempt at rescue operation, there will be high collateral damage. You will lose nearly half or over 3/4 of them. And what you are compelled to start negotiating. As a country with a strong defense force, haven't actually equipped your inventory, My God, you go out there and crush the enemy. That is what I expect from Nigeria. We did this in Liberia. We did this in Sierra Leone. We did it in the... What is happening with us? Is this Nigeria? Our sovereignty is threatened. Bandits have taken over this country. And we are watching. We are watching. For Christ's sake, we must save this country. This is the only land we have. Can someone tell the president that Nigeria is sinking? We are sinking. Every day we are sinking.
Colonel Hassan.
Yeah, you see the vehemence of somebody who's been there, who knows how to do the job, who's part of doing the job. Now he's only heaping his own blame on the president of Nigeria. You know, sometimes people are just forced to believe that the president is a conspirator with all of this situation. It may not be true. He said that he's inept. He doesn't know what to do. He's just sitting there occupying space, or he's conspiring with these people to destroy Nigeria and all of that, you know, and all. So only God knows what is true at the end of the day. But having said all of these, I just want to remind Nigerians that we are hoping that 2023 will come and the election will take place. And with all this happening, it must concern us who become the next president after Mr. Buhari. It must be a matter of concern. And I have been on this, I'm going to continue to be on this. And I want to say that of all the people flooding the arena right now, picking forms to say they want to become president of Nigeria, none of them are, in my own calculation, is qualified, because they've all soiled their hands, most of them. You know, the likes of Jagaban, the likes of Atiku Abubakar, they have nothing to offer this country. If we bring these people on board, we stand a chance of having a huge problem on our hands to continue where Buhari is going to stop, and only God knows where Buhari is going to stop. Because right now, the country is decaying. Things are very deplorable right now with everything, not just insecurity alone, with everything, everything. In fact, insecurity is everywhere. Insecurity in the economy, insecurity in protection of lives and property, insecurity in the social life of the people, insecurity everywhere, and all of that. But let's hope we are able to manage to get to that finish line. I want to recommend to Nigerians that the man Nigerians must look at right now, whether we are from north, south, east, and west, it doesn't really matter. It should be Peter Obi. Peter Obi right now, a young person who has been there. He's reading into all of this right now. He knows the rhythm of the nation today. Peter Obi is a man that many of us can at least put some faith in to restore orderliness in this country. There is no orderliness in Nigeria. There is no law and order in Nigeria as we speak. We need somebody that can restore law and order, protect the territorial integrity of the Nigerian state, protect the Nigerian people, lead from the front. Lead from the front, not a president who will say that working 6 hours a day is too hectic for him. After 1 month, he will go and spend 3 months in London. We don't want that. We need somebody who will look at the face of Nigerians, know exactly what the problems are, and exactly lead from the front. And the person right now that many of us see that have that capacity, to do that, because he has shown the example in the past. And of course, ensure that corruption is curbed to the very minimum in Nigeria is Peter Obi. So I'm using this medium to let Nigerians know that we have a huge problem. The president of Nigeria has failed. Rufai did speak to that. Everybody is speaking to that. This war general has spoken to that. An Islamic cleric of Abuja spoke to that. People are speaking to that, even though many of them are removed from their position about speaking. For many of us, some of us, we are lucky. Nobody can remove us from our position. We will continue to speak. But please, let us beam a searchlight at the man Peter Obi. I don't know this human being from Adam. I have no connection with him, to him at all, none whatsoever. But I love that there is hope restored in the Nigerian state. Nigeria right now as it is, we need some restoration. We need some restoration. We need a leadership that we can trust, a leadership where we can believe, a leadership that is energetic, that is compliant with the time that we are in right now, a leadership that is visionary, a leadership that has a track record. We have it in Peter Obi. I don't think he's a saint. No one is. He's not. But I think that this man has the right vision to stabilize the Nigerian state right now and give us an identity. Because right now, we have no identity. We are lost. We are lost. By the end of this year, it will be possible that many more families will be unable to feed. This is the stark reality. And when that happens, it's going to be possible that crime rates in Nigeria will increase astronomically. We already see it. Flashes of the indices of what we already have. We are seeing them. Ritual killings is taking place, on the other side. People are becoming more desperate. Local kidnappings are taking place. Somebody was kidnapped the other day, a Falknizer, and the wife was asked to pay 5,000 naira to rescue the husband. Kidnapping at various levels. That speaks to the fact that the nation is not working. And the people who are supposed to be leading the nation, they have failed us. Only some days ago, some people went to visit the governor of Edo State, aspired to succeed Buhari, and the governor issued some very intelligent statement, that the cake, 40 years ago, there was cake that everybody was sharing from. Right now, there is no cake anymore, and anybody must become president. People must be ready, and everybody must be ready to work with the person to bring ingredients so that we can rebake another cake that will feed the nation further. And while he was saying that, the only person I was looking at that will help us rebake another national cake is Peter Obi, because of his business prowess. A man who's going to take Nigeria as a business model and lead Nigeria as such, ensuring that every Nigerian is able to tap into an opportunity that will make a difference. Let us believe in Peter Obi. He's a young man. We can hold him accountable at any time. No excuses. He's not sick. We can see that he's fit and he's healthy. This one we have right now is sick. He's not healthy. The same reason why many of us are advocating right now that the likes of all the money bags we have running for presidency right now, the likes of Tinubu and Atiku, these people should leave Nigeria alone. If Tinubu becomes president, if Atiku becomes president of Nigeria, by the time he's finishing his own first term, he would have been 80 or thereabout. These people they are already money bags in their whatever. But it's going to depend on Nigerians. It's going to depend primarily first on the delegates, particularly the delegates of the PDP. I hear that in one of the eastern states, in Akwa Ibom, when Akpabio was leaving, the delegates that came to want to choose a successor, they were giving 2 million naira. These guys have heard that they are going to water the delegates with money. At the end of the day, where are they going to recoup all the monies from? Is it not going to be from the same Nigeria's patrimony that will further impoverish majority of Nigerians? Today, as we speak, over 100 million Nigerians are now living below the poverty line. While we are wallowing in the present tragedy that we are wallowing in, we must begin to look at the future of this country. And we must begin to look at the kind of person that want to entrust the future of the Nigerian state. And I tell you, I'm not putting water in my mouth to say this. If we truly love the Nigerian state, I appeal. Let us make a case for Peter Obi. Let's not stand and look. Wherever you are, do something. Talk to somebody. Knock on some doors. Speak to the delegates you know. He may not have the financial muscle to wrestle all of these other guys. But everybody's going to determine this process. They are all human beings. They are all Nigerians. They are all part of what is happening. If the rain falls, it does not choose where it falls. It falls anywhere. The pain we feel in the south, the same way we feel it in the north, the same way we feel it in the central, in the east, everywhere. So I speak to my northern brothers and sisters. Hausas are Fulanis alike. We cannot use this is my brother, my past person, this is not northern, this is not to do this matter anymore. They have all failed. As a matter of fact, there's more poverty in the north today than anywhere else in Nigeria. And yet, northerners have ruled Nigeria more than any other group. And yet we have the highest poverty rate is still in the north. The highest level of insecurity in Nigeria is still in the north. And yet we have northerners ruling Nigeria. So we must open our minds to know that these people don't care about anybody. They care only about themselves. Let's make a case for Peter Obi. He will make a better president than we have right now. And he would, many of us believe, help to stabilize the Nigerian state so that we can have fashion a proper identity for the Nigerian state. But before that happens, we need peace. We need peace. Proper peace. And that will start by ending these incessant killings by terrorists every now and again. Anyway, Nigerians, it's been a commerce show. My name is Comrade Lamte Oriahi, and I've been on TCS. That's the commerce show. We'll speak to you again. Bye for now.
Are you a business owner? Do you make your own products? This is your best opportunity ever. Register your brand now with the first and largest marketplace promoting Nigerian-made products. Get access to over 17 million shoppers and customers currently in need of your products. Download on Google Play Store now to register or visit ekioja.com. Focus on creating your passion. Leave the marketing to us.
Comrade Show, Comrade Lamte Oriahi. This is the Comrade Show.